Welcome to Cringe and Crumble, the podcast where we dive into real-life experiences and raw, unfiltered conversations about life, dating, and relationships.
Join us as we share our own stories with those of our guests that will inspire you to connect with others in a new light. Whether it's overcoming heartbreak,
navigating the dating world,
or finding new ways to live in your truth,
we've got you covered. So buckle up and let's get ready to
cringe and crumble.
Woo!
Hello, Vanessa.
Hey, Tranisha.
How's it going?
Oh, good.
Why are you glowing?
I'm glowing because I got to see Mariah Carey. She's my favorite girl. I love her. And I'm still thinking about that concert. She's just awesome.
Oh, how was it? I really did not peg you for a Mariah Carey diehard fan.
Really?
Here.
Oh my gosh. If anybody, if I were to just pick one person to listen to, it would be her. I love Mariah Carey. Ever since the early 90s, I've just been such a super fan. Her voice is amazing, and and her songwriting, I'm just obsessed.
I'll have to ask you then, how do you feel about Ariana Grande? I mean,
no, I like her, but she's not no Mariah, okay? I know there's a big debate there. No, she's definitely not no Mariah, because what I've always said was that Ariana kind of emulates the young version of Mariah, but Mariah did it first.
Listen, you stand bold on that decision.
And Mariah's a true artiste, and she's a true songwriter, and it was so nice to hear her. I mean, she did a Christmas show out in the Hollywood Bowl, which was awesome, and
she had to have sang her
she sang a compilation of her hits.
All I Want for Christmas.
That was her closer, right? Amazing, great. But her kids went on stage too. Her daughter, Ro, she sounds like she's got Mariah's voice. She's getting there. And
wow.
Yeah, and she also plays I think the bass or the guitar. And then her son did a whole little rap segment with with what's his name? Oh my gosh, what's his name?
Who? I don't know. He had a rap. She had a person there that was rapping.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm blanking.
No, I guess we have to get back to it because I don't know who she brought out.
Jermaine Dupri.
Oh, he came out.
Yeah,
on stage.
yeah, and did a whole segment rap song or whatever. But then he also played the drums. They're so cute, her kids, and they're definitely talented like their mama. So. And I guess
there's no bias
too.
in this whole conversation for anyone.
But
who's listening.
I'm still thinking about. I was just listening to Mariah Carey earlier today, and I went back to the oldies, and I was just listening to her Music Box album and her Emotions album. It was just that's the goat right there for me. Yeah,
that's good. I
Yeah.
have nothing to. I can't top that. I actually don't want to top that. I think that's a good opener. You had Mariah Carey. I've just had some self-care,
that's a good one too.
Starting a little detoxing.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta cleanse from the inside. So I get stuff better on the outside.
Yeah.
Which is kind of in line with our episode for today.
Yes.
So our episode today is entitled Taking a Break, the Power of an App Detox. So when we say that, what do you think is an app detox?
Well, definitely an app detox is just getting rid of the apps off your phone, right? These dating apps that really take up a lot of time in our days, believe it or not.
Oh yeah.
You're not really thinking about it. You're doing it subconsciously, but you are checking, right? You're always kind of checking for that notification, or you're opening the app to see who messaged you or whatever, or swiping when you have a little mental downtime and you just don't want to think about whatever you're doing at the moment. It's always there to go through, and I think it's important to detox from it every once in a while.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head. What is an app detox? And you're right. It's a conscious decision to temporarily, break from using a certain app or digital application, which can be very could be considered very time consuming,
Yeah.
like you said. And in our case, these dating apps. And why do we take those app detox? Dating app detoxes. And I think one of the main reasons as to why is because they become stressful.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, you're getting notifications from everywhere. you're always on. It may actually bring up your anxiety because you're just like, I don't know what's going to come next.
Mhm.
And so it can also be that it's also distracting to you.
Yeah.
You're not showing up in your everyday life that you should, the way that you should, you know? And there's also, you could probably start getting low self-esteem from using these apps, dating apps, because you're probably not getting the outcome that you want, and
Right.
you're probably beating yourself up about it.
Mhm.
And so you're kind of like, "You know what? Maybe I need to remove myself from this situation."
Right, right. And we've talked about this before, but it's also like if you're stuck in like the dating like app world, like you kind of start losing skills in the real world.
Yes, like, you really don't know how to function in the real life, people malfunction having to go up and
Yeah.
talk to someone. It's
Yeah.
like, how do you compute that sentence that this person just said to you?
Right, right.
And it's just like, where did that go? We're so used to just always chatting. We're always instant messaging each other, right? Especially in the
Mhm.
apps, because that's what you're doing. Or
Mhm.
if you're lucky, you may get on the phone call with that person. But then it's also like, I haven't met that person in real life. So how do you actually start a conversation on the phone?
Right.
It could be kind of weird and tedious, and you probably want to meet them in real life.
Right.
Um, it also, I don't know, like, oh, app detoxing. It's just so annoying.
It's good though. It's like I mean, I recently went through an app detox. You know me. Like I'm an app person,
Yeah,
I
you're
guess.
addicted to those apps.
Well, yeah, I just well, I mean, yeah, it could be addicting, yes. But I detox just because, actually came to the realization that I needed to like kind of regroup and really like refocus on how I'm utilizing my time. I actually did meet someone that was really he was a really great person. Um and when I was dating him, I realized that I needed to either make this work. It's either him or nothing, right? Like everybody else, I can't have distractions. And so unfortunately it came down to chemistry, and I realized that the chemistry wasn't there.
Mhm.
And obviously I needed to make the right decision for both of us, but it also gave me a better perspective of what I'm looking for, what I need. Now that I know that, this exists, let me take a step back. Let me stay off the apps and really focus on what I'm doing with my time. And what I realize is that yeah, it can be a sort of an addiction. Like I started catching myself going back to my phone and checking it for no reason. I'm like, what am I looking for? Am I really looking for that attention? Like
Usually,
why?
I mean, it's kinda like that gratification of knowing that you're talking with someone. And
Right.
sometimes people, when they're online, their only intentions may be just so they can kind of feed their ego. I get all these notifications, someone's really talking to me. Like, some people don't really have the great intentions of really wanting to make that into a relationship.
Right.
And you may go so far along with chatting with this person thinking that you're building something, and then in the end, the person's just like, "I'm gonna ghost you
Right.
because I've gotten what I needed out of you, and I'm just gonna move on to the next person."
Right, and that's why I felt like it was really important for me to, like, delete it while I was trying to see if this would work out with this particular person, because I didn't want that distraction. I wanted to really be focused and be really sure if this was and really try to see if this could work. And it was a nice realization to know that I needed that. I needed to delete it, and I deleted it completely. It wasn't even like a hidden deletion. Like I deleted my profile, I deleted the app off my phone, like everything. It was like I never existed anymore. And it was it helped me recalibrate exactly how, the quality that I'm looking for is now like very crystal clear. I feel like the apps give you a lot of quantity, but I'm not looking for quantity. I'm looking for quality. And it was a really good um way to start that self conversation with myself, and really be really direct with what I'm looking for, and give myself an opportunity to just fill in my time with better things, right? Like
Yeah, that makes sense.
like now, like, since I'm not on the app, well, like, let me get off the couch and go cook something, or let me go out for a walk, or let me, now I'm like forced to maybe go out to a bar and engage with people. And now it's not only about dating, right? Like, I can talk to people and not really talk to them with the intention of dating. Maybe it's just to talk, to have that human connection
Mhm.
that you miss out on when you're just dating on the app. So it's I thought it was really, really great experience.
No, it's very therapeutic. I'm
Yeah.
always on a dating app detox.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of virtual dating, but I know that's what the trend is.
Mhm.
And I think, when I do a dating app detoxes, it's usually it's like in intervals, right? I
Mhm.
have a certain amount of time I spend on them, and then there's a lot of times that I spend off of it. So it's like maybe a couple of weeks on them, and then I'm like, I'm not gonna be on the dating apps for a couple of months. Right. And it's like,
Mhm.
why do you do that? The same reason as you do it, right? Because
Yeah.
sometimes my mental health, like if I'm sitting here and I'm engaging with these people and I'm really not getting anything out of it,
Mhm.
it's exhausting.
Yeah.
And you start doubting yourself and you just start to get so consumed with this app and notifications and who I'm speaking with. And you're starting to define yourself by all of these different things that are there as opposed to like, you know what? I need to get off my phone. Like I spend way too much time on it. And along with being on your phone, you're working in front of a computer too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm always being consumed with anything that's electronic. And so it's like, how about you step away and put that down and actually live in the moment?
Mhm.
And I spend a lot of my time when I am doing that is kind of like, more time to exercise. Maybe I'm meditating, maybe
Mhm.
I'm studying Buddhism, then I go play volleyball, but you're really doing a lot of self-care.
Mhm.
And that's really important because at the end of the day, you want to build a great foundation for not only yourself, but for that person for when you do decide to get back on that app,
Mhm.
you're the best version of yourself as opposed to being have a version of yourself and just trying to appease these conversations because you want to feel good about them?
Right.
And also it's just like also connecting, like you said, with your friends.
Mhm.
Like I'm not too busy connected with friends. I'm too busy talking to guys on the app because you're really consumed with
Yeah.
like, well, I am talking to someone and
Yeah.
it's not really your friends.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
the example that you made with the bar, like you really want to get out there and do something different. Like I
Mhm.
literally got a second job just to work at a restaurant so I can make more friends because I was like, I got nothing else to do. I'm not on an app, but I want to go make new friends. Like
Yeah, meet people.
I'm gonna get
Mhm.
out there. I wanna, like, really kind of immerse myself into the environment and kind of see what it is because we just don't have that wherewithal anymore of
Mhm.
connecting, and it's a genuine connection? And
Yeah.
I always say one of my favorite things is traveling in the airport. And a lot of people's like, "Oh, it gives me anxiety," but I love it because you meet some of the most
Mhm.
amazing people. Also, the airport's the most lawless place in the world. Like, you can start drinking at 5 a.m., no one's second guessing it. And
Yeah.
you also meet people where you're just like, I'm at a bar and this man is completely married, but you're having the most amazing conversation. He's giving you dating advice. He's talking to you about football, but you're just engaging in that moment and you're not just sitting there on your phone, looking down and not having a conversation. And you're missing out on so much in life when you're just doing that?
Definitely.
So
Mhm.
it's important. It's really, really important, and I always say, like, really start doing your own sanity check. Like, how are you feeling on these apps? How do they
Yeah.
make you feel?
Right.
Are you finding that you are stressed? Are you finding that you're getting anxiety? Are you finding that, I'm depressed or
Mhm.
you're gaining weight because you're not moving around, you're not doing
Mhm.
anything?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's, you know, I know you've been off of it for quite some time now, and I've been on it for quite some time, and so I just now, like, getting off of it, realize, like, what a waste of emotional energy. Like, it gets to a point where, like, now I'm just talking to talk,
Yeah.
right? Like, you're not talking for like, there's no movement anymore
Mm.
sometimes, and I'm not like, look, I'm still for the app. I think that you could still meet great people with intentions when the intentions are really there, but I think sometimes it's important to take a step back and delete it and know what you're really doing, how you're approaching this app. And if you're fatigued and you're just going through the motions and you're just in this app rut, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and if you're feeling that way, that's when you know you need to take a detox, you
Right.
know? And it's okay to. You
Mhm.
don't need to always be talking with someone.
Mhm.
Definitely
Right.
not online. I mean, if you really
Mhm.
want to talk to someone, call up one of your friends. Or, I mean, sometimes I'm not
Yeah.
sometimes, a lot of times I talk to myself in my house, which is fine because I think we all do. You live alone. But it's like good conversations, like you're having a good time outside of that. I think also I did read somewhere that it's like when you're online so much, like, your dopamine levels in your brain gets, like it can get, like, reconfigured, like, to like, notifications, like, coming from this app because 'cause you're getting excited, and then
Mhm.
you take that away, then you're getting really depressed, right?
Mhm.
So it's
Mhm.
like, be very, like, cognizant on how often you're on the app and for
Yeah.
how long you're on it,
Yeah,
right?
and re-engage with yourself.
Yes, because that's really important. Like, I
Mhm.
always tell people, if you can't be alone with yourself,
Mhm.
you definitely can't be alone with someone else. You can definitely not be in a relationship
Right.
because it's you. You need to really define who you are,
Right.
you know?
So, let's ask the question, without the apps, what do you do with your time? How do you fill your time? What do you think is a good what's a good mix for you to spend your
A good
time?
mix for me is
Mhm.
I actually read books. I haven't
Mhm.
read books in forever, but I
Mhm.
won't lie, I started reading a book and halfway through I quit it and find a new book. Because I have an attention span of a child.
Yeah.
And right now I'm reading a Buddhist book, which is I can't remember the name, but it's actually a really good book.
Mhm.
Because I started studying Buddhism. But I just find new interests, right? So
Mhm.
I read my books. I go out a lot more, like meaning I take more walks on the beach.
Mhm.
I want to leave my phone at home, and
Mm.
it's just me and the ocean, which is really nice. And then I also spend time doing the things that I love doing, or
Yeah.
finding new avenues to kind of pique my interest, right? Like,
Right.
I love cooking. Like, maybe I should go take a cooking class. I never
Mhm.
really thought about that.
Yeah.
But it's just really like the world is your oyster. You can do whatever you want to do. You have all this time now because you're not being consumed with the app.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's what I spend my time doing, and I just do a lot of self-reflecting, and I like doing that. I like, sitting at my house and really trying to figure out how can I make myself the best version of
Mhm.
me, which is nice. But then there's times when I'm like, you know what, I've had enough of this
Mhm.
alone time. Maybe I can retry the apps.
Mhm.
But for you, like, what does that look like for you for
Yeah.
detoxing
So
and your
for
free
me,
time?
it was first of all, it was like the biggest thing for me was the realization of the addiction of having the app on my phone, like apps on my phone, and you know, I think that having like a reality check on that just helped me really make better efforts in rewiring my brain, right? Like I'm like, okay, this is a problem. Just like anything else, let me work on rewiring my thoughts and how I spend my time. I've talked before about making um making sure that I'm present for the friends that I have and just saying, "Hey, like, you know, let's catch up, let's talk, let's, get together for brunch or coffee or whatever." Um Making more time for those things. And then also like filling in just really pretending like they never existed. What would I be doing? What are the things that I like? What haven't I tried yet that I've been always saying that I wanted to do? Making the effort to look up those activities, like the volunteering thing. Like I've always said, like let's to myself, like I need to volunteer more. Now I have the
Now
time.
you have the time, but
Yeah.
but you also think about it like this: we lived in a time when there was no dating apps. We lived in a time when there was no telephone. So what did you do before then? You did the simplest things. The simplest things in life just gave you joy,
Yeah,
and that would
yeah.
be just sitting outside.
Exactly.
You could
Mhm.
probably be in New York, sitting on the stoop, conversating with your neighbors or your
Mhm.
friends,
Mhm.
and just shooting the shit.
Yeah.
I think now in the world, you just feel like you need to be consumed with so much, and it's like if you kind of take a little bit of that back,
Mhm.
you'll find more joy in just being really kind of simple, and you don't need all of that.
Yeah.
Um,
Simple but purposeful. For me, like I've been really diving into being super purposeful and create and like having making sure that I'm surrounding myself with exactly the people that I want to be surrounded
oh
with.
yeah, yeah, I get
You know
that.
what I mean?
Yeah,
I
and it's not
think
like like your friend level. I'm just saying like just living your life in a simple way.
yeah.
Not, I mean, of course, you want to have purposeful friends and
Mhm.
everything has to have meaning in it. But I'm just saying not to be overconsumed with things that are just distractions of your
Right.
everyday life. Because that's
Yeah.
basically what you're doing. You're distracting yourself of not trying to live the life that you're probably meant to live.
Right.
You're just more so like, let me just get through the day. I want to get to the next day. You get
Well,
to the
I
next
mean,
day.
it's I mean, I'm definitely on the dating app because I wanna find, my partner. not it's not so much distraction, but it's starting to become a distraction. I think that's, like, where I didn't see it, I didn't notice that it was like, "Alright, I need to, like, get off of this. This is not like, let me focus on this person, let me focus on this." And then even after it didn't work out, like, now I have a whole new attitude towards, like, what I really want, and I don't need to go back just yet.
No, you're taking a detox, and how long that
Yeah.
take you to go through your detox, that's you. No one's putting a time limit on that besides you.
Yeah.
And so, see what's the best for you and over time
Mhm.
you'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But it's healthy. It's a very healthy
It's
thing to
so
do.
healthy. Yeah.
And even not even just with dating apps. It's like when we're on Instagram, when we're on
Oh,
TikTok,
yeah.
like I can get on
Mhm.
a TikTok rabbit hole and be on there for 5 hours thinking, oh, I've done something, but I've spent 5 hours on my couch. You basically take one addiction from one app to another app because you're avoiding that time to another app. And then you're just like, you're just moving pieces around. You're just playing chess with yourself. And you're thinking like, I'm being healthy. Then you're like, well, no, now my new crack is TikTok. Then you're like, okay, I'm gonna get off TikTok. Now it's Insta. Oh, freaking, I'm gonna get off Insta. Now I'm just gonna find another app, play a game. Like it's just so much. It's just,
Yeah.
it's overwhelming.
That's like the next thing I have to detox is like, watching the memes and and the
That's fun
videos.
though.
No,
It's
it's
fun.
not. I'm pretty bad. Like, I have, like, a group of people that I just constantly send memes to because 'cause they're just so funny and I need them to laugh with me.
No,
And now
I,
my parents are involved, like, my family group chat, like, gets them now, and now my dad's, like, reciprocating with, like, his own memes, and
that's a good thing. But it's healthy laughter.
it's good. I mean, it's good, but, like, sometimes it's a like you said, it's a rabbit hole that you go
You
down.
do. Like I detox from my Instagram and my friends know sometimes I don't even tell them. They just like they'll send me a lot of memes because I do go through that whole thing like you're going through all the memes. I'm like, everyone needs to laugh. Then I'm like, oh my God, I've had enough of this. Let me get off. And then my friends
Yeah.
are like, oh, she's off because she has not replied to any of my
Right.
memes. She is not laughing with me. And they're like, oh, you took another detox, Sharisha? See you in a couple of months. I'm like, yeah, sorry, I didn't tell
Yeah.
you. And they're like, yeah, all my memes are just sitting in your inbox, not being laughed at. So it's like,
Right.
if you're not texting it to me, I'm not getting it. So now my friend just sends me a lot of TikToks and she's like, look at this. And I'm like, yeah, you're just changing it from one avenue to another avenue.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, but it's healthy and fun to laugh.
Yeah.
But instead of, sending memes, maybe we can go out to a comedy show. That's different, right? We're not in the apps. They're just going out in the real world and connecting differently.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I love a good comedy show.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah.
It's we should go because we're detoxing.
We're detoxing.
I am. I'm still in, like, super new detoxing mode. Like, I'm still at stage 1.
Oh, you get used to it. And then one moment you're just like, you know what, I'm going to try this again. And you get on it and you're like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's the same shit, different day.
Mm.
But you always go in with a new perspective and hope, right? Because you're always like, I'm going to find the relationship when I get back on
Right.
to this app.
Right.
But it's up to you.
Yeah, I mean, at least, like, if you get back on, you have a lot more clarity and intention, and I think that's, like, the purpose too, is to detox, to recalibrate, and go in with, like, complete, like, motivation to look for what you're really
I
looking
know.
for,
You do it. You're gonna be recalibrated, refreshed, excited. Like, yes, girl, I'm looking good. I'm doing this. And then 2 weeks in, you're like, fuck this. I knew I hated this. Why am I doing this to myself? This sucks. And you're just like, what are we doing? And then you're
Yeah.
off into another detox. But then you keep hoping. But you
That's
have to
okay.
have good hope that
Yeah.
it's gonna work this time.
That's good. Yeah, I mean,
You
I think
know?
that's a good thing.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
But then you're just be like, ugh, I want to detox again. Then you're like, I can get back on and new photos. I'm looking good, feeling myself. These guys are just not the same,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
But it's okay.
Yeah, I think it's still a healthy thing to do,
No,
like
without a
anything else.
doubt. It
Yeah.
is. It's like, no, it's the healthiest thing to do for yourself. If for anybody, it's for yourself.
Right.
And
Right.
then you can always revisit it because it's not the end of the world. Because I did read that at least 40% of Americans um, actually utilize dating apps to find people. So
How many?
40%. So
Really?
you just gonna live your life online.
Interesting.
Yeah,
That's a
it
lot.
is. That's a lot. A lot of people were like, I
A
like,
lot more than, like, just even 10 years ago.
yeah, that's what people are doing. And I think also, You think about that time you had COVID, and we
Mhm.
still have COVID.
We're so Are we still in COVID?
When you can go nowhere and everyone's just like, "Well, let's have
Oh,
virtual dates."
yeah.
So then everyone's like, "How do you meet new people?" Like, that's when you got Bumble BFF, like, you're just like, "I don't know what to do with myself," and now people kinda gotten used to it, but then also I think, times have changed, people have traveled, they're in different locations, and they're just kinda like, "I wanna meet someone," and so they're
Yeah.
like, "Well, the best thing to do is just to kinda get on an app, and that person can probably show you around wherever you're at," you know? Like,
Mhm.
"Let's meet for coffee. I'm in, Costa Rica, and I
Mhm.
just wanna meet someone," and people utilize it, and maybe you find
Definitely.
you may find romance, or you may just find a friend. So I can
Mhm.
see, like, the value in it. It's just having to weed through all of the, like, I don't know, exhausting profiles. But you'll find that needle in that haystack, though. You will.
Yeah, many people do. I mean, that's why
Mhm.
people are on the apps because there are plenty of success
They
stories.
really are. I know a couple of people who got married from
Same.
meeting each other off the apps,
Same.
even from Tinder.
Mhm.
Crazy.
Yeah, same.
Out of control. Hinge, yes, delete the app. Just went to a wedding.
My one of my girlfriends, she like she we had a conversation about like even doing a podcast long, long time ago. And she gets on the app for the first time in her life and goes on, I think it was Hinge. And the first guy that she talks to, the first guy that messaged her is the first guy she talks to, and then they exchanged numbers and they talked on the phone, and she ended up marrying him. She never saw anybody else. She never dated anybody else. Just like the number one person on Hinge is the person that she ended up marrying. Can you believe
So, this
that?
is what it feels like to be God's favorite. I am not God's favorite, but I would like for Jesus to put me in line. I would like to be next.
I'm like, "Girl, you
I
have
mean,
no more stories to tell."
sign me up, please. But even if, but you had story and history before that, right? I mean, because then
But not
there's,
on the app.
I mean, no, we don't talk about apps all the time. We just talk about
We
dating
Yeah,
relationships.
but we talk about apps a lot
I
too.
mean,
I do.
yeah, I'm like, not all of our episodes are about apps. I mean, they're
Yeah,
in there, but it's just about dating and relationships.
yeah.
But yeah, it's nice. You do. I mean, hope is not lost, basically, in these
No, no,
apps.
it's there's definitely potential.
We went from like detox into getting back on the app, with a different perspective because you have cleansed yourself from the inside.
Mhm,
You have a much more of a purpose.
mhm.
You know exactly what you want and you're looking for it. And if you
Yeah.
don't find it, get the fuck off the app again. Recharge again. You got to recharge your battery.
Yeah, sometimes our batteries are not that, long lasting.
No, because I'm like, no, I like this just sucks. You're
I
just like,
know.
why? I don't know.
No, but it's good. I'm happy.
I'm happy
I'm
you
happy.
came to the side of detoxing. It's
Yeah.
worth it. It's meant
I'll
to
be
be.
back soon, but I need this
No.
moment in time.
Yeah, and it's fine.
Yeah.
No one's judging. No
Yeah.
one's like, "Oh my god, you got off the app. I can't believe it." The people I am judging, the people who never got off the app. You still on the app for like 10 years and you're like, "What's happening? Do you ever delete your profile?" Like you never know. I don't get it at all. But yeah, that's the power of taking a detox from the
Yeah.
apps. Um
I think this is a good, little fun topic to talk about, and I guess, like, we never really think about it until we
until
experience it,
you
right?
yeah, you experience it
Mhm.
and understand it. This is I always like it. This was kind of close to my little heart of detoxing off the app.
Yeah, I mean, the inspiration really came from you. For me, it was like, "You know what?
Yeah.
Tranisha did it. It's working out for her."
Found so many activities to do. You're always doing something, but I like a lot of time to myself too because I think self-reflection is the best and I like to do that.
Yeah.
And when I'm in these different apps and all these different distractions, I can't find it.
Yeah.
And then I get aggravated and then you're taking it out on other people because you feel like you don't have enough time in the world when you do. You're
Yeah.
just not making it for yourself and not
Right.
cutting off the things that are distracting you. So I recommend doing it.
Me too.
Yeah. I like this episode. It's short, it's sweet, but
Yeah.
but really think about it.
Yeah.
And
Well,
and
hopefully everybody else lets us know if they've done it and how they feel, and we can hear more stories from listeners out there.
or they're probably like, I've never done a detox. I just never delete the app. It just sits on in the background. You should actually pause that because then you're starting to ghost people. Like you're like, I'm in
Mm,
the middle of a detox and you're like, I'm gonna start a detox. And then those people that you have in your inbox, you probably are not telling you're probably going to detox. And you're just
yeah.
like, delete. And they're like, but what happened? I thought we were going places. And you're like, I'm detoxing. But you never
Yeah.
told
I think
them.
there's, like, an option for that, like, I'm taking a break. Like, I think it's on Hinge or
Yeah, but I think
something.
like talking to those individuals that you're talking to and let them know you're taking a break. I
I
mean,
mean,
that could be common courtesy, but I'm
maybe,
just saying.
like, you just, like, say, "This is not working out," or, if you haven't met them already, it's, like, not you're not interested, right? Like, you should just
I mean, I don't know. It's common courtesy. I don't know. I'm
yeah.
just saying. With that being said, take an app detox, see where it takes you. Hopefully, there's good success when you do
Mhm.
get back on the app.
Yes.
Or maybe you meet someone in real life
Yes.
because you took that app detox and you got out in the world and you realize, oh my God, there's other people
Mhm.
in real life.
Yeah,
So I'd
exactly.
love to hear about it. So, with that being said, I think we're done.
Yeah, that's a wrap.
Alrighty. That's a
Bye.
wrap. Bye.